Welcome to the Homeschool Paradigm Podcast. I'm Rachel, and I'm here today with my mom, as always, Angela.
Hello.
But my sister Sarah is also here. Sarah, do you want to say hello and maybe introduce yourself?
I'm Sarah. I am a life coach and I'm starting my own coaching business. And I just got married a few months ago to my husband, Ethan, and he's an electrical engineering student.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know
They
what else.
got married just like a month apart from each other. So
Yeah.
that was super.
Seems like
Yeah,
Rachel's been married a lot longer sometimes, though. I think it's because she's old.
I
I
feel
think
like that too.
five weeks, I think it was.
It feels like a lot longer though.
Like you know a lot more about being married.
5 weeks before Sarah.
Just because I'm
She knows
older.
5 weeks more about being married.
Yeah.
So today we're gonna be talking about Mom's book, The Homeschool Connection Journal, which has a really cute cover. I
It
wish
has a
that like
really
we could
cute
show
cover.
pictures on a podcast, but
Well, I'm going to put a
have
link
to,
in the description.
yeah, click on the link. But do you want to introduce that book to everyone, Mom?
I was thinking about how normally moms beat ourselves up for what we're not doing in our homeschools. We're always talking about, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. We worry so much about it and discounting what we're actually doing. So I wrote this journal to help us recognize what we are doing, which actually helps us connect more with our kids. So that's why it's called the Homeschool Connection Journal. So the prompts in there, you write what you noticed you did. I will just give a couple of examples. I've got it right here. I noticed something about someone's learning style, or I put myself in someone's place. I laughed at myself. It's things you notice about yourself, and there are things you notice about other people in your family too, but when we notice those things, how we feel and what we're thinking, then it helps us connect to our kids better. And we kind of feel good about ourselves. Like, who doesn't want to feel good about that you're actually doing something in your homeschool instead of beating yourself up, telling yourself you're not?
Gives
So,
you more motivation.
yep.
That's nice. I like the journal, even though I'm not a parent yet.
It's fun. So today we're going to talk about, like, we're just going to pick a prompt and talk about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
do.
And you had a prompt. Is it the first one in the book or is it from somewhere in the middle?
I don't think it's the first one. Let me see. What's the first one? The first one is I let go of stress because, we're all about letting go of stress. So, but you don't have to go in order. If you can't manage letting go of stress until after you've been working on this for a while, then that's fine. There's no dates or day numbers or anything in this journal. There's just one prompt per page and then a blank space to write. So you can look ahead and think,
How many of them
concentrate
are
on
there?
something. Like one is I let myself dream. So you could look ahead and you can decide, I'm going to let myself dream for the next week. And then at the end of the week, you can write about it. How many how many
How many
pages?
prompts are there? I forget.
Let's see. Looks like maybe 130 some. So there's 3 sections. The first section is feeling, the next section is seeing, then doing, and then there's a gratitude section with just blank pages to write things you're grateful for, because that's amazing when we do that.
Oh.
So there must be like 131. So plus the gratitude section. So
That's quite a
in
few.
the first one, so the prompt I was wanting to use was someone new, and they all say like someone because it's about anybody that is in your household, if it's your husband or kids or whatever. Someone knew I was on their team, so that's one I wanted to talk about. And I was thinking of the time when Sam, um, he used to make stop action Lego videos, and he wanted to enter a contest, and it was a pretty ambitious video he was making. And so I took the whole day. We didn't do any other school that day. We sat, we did it in the bathroom because the lighting was the most consistent there. And we sat on the bathroom floor for like 5 hours making this video together. And it was pretty good. It was a good video. We
Yeah,
did a
I
lot of
just
work.
remember Sam being really stressed about that
He
video.
was stressed. He was stressed because, it's pretty serious, but he knew if you ask him, like he knew I was on his team about it, seriously, because there were, sometimes he was a little impatient when he was younger and there was some stress and one time we had to like start over and he was just like, I'm gonna give up, I'm not gonna do it, just forget it. And I said, no, we can do it. Let's just start over. I will just sit here on the bathroom floor, moving Legos and taking pictures for as long as it takes. And so we did.
Yeah, I remember that. That was long.
We should have asked him. I should have asked him before we got on
I know.
what he thought about that. We
You
should
did that a lot with Sam, like sat with him for stuff, like with all of us, but especially Sam. I
everybody.
don't know
Yeah.
if that was like his personality or you just figured it out by then after all three of us that
Yeah.
you needed to uh, like show you're on someone's team more.
I guess it did happen more with him because I started it when you were, I don't know, first grade. I don't know when I started it with you, 6 or 7 years old. Start,
I
I
don't
probably
I don't
tried for a
know.
couple of years to do more traditional stuff.
Yeah, you definitely did. It was a little later that was more noticeable, at least to me.
Hmm. Well, I bet you were around 7 because I think it was around then that Dad was like, you know, I think Rachel might need to go to school. And I was not willing to do that at all. So I knew there
That
had to
would be
be
like giving up to you, I feel like.
a big change. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Not that it is, but you didn't want to do that.
No.
no, I didn't want to do that. And it's not that I mean, he might not have been entirely wrong, but the way we the way we changed it came out a lot better than that would have come out, I believe. So
Yeah.
with doing work next to you guys and being together,
Hmm.
being more teamed up instead of teacher.
So Sarah was thinking about the prompt ahead of time, because we knew which one we were gonna do.
When, like for math, I had a lot of anxiety in high school and I wasn't great at math. I was pretty terrible at it actually for some reason, and I still am. But I remember whenever we would sit down to do like any type of math lesson or math problems or anything like that, I would be like really mad and almost anxious, like to the point where I was anxious because I was always afraid that I like wasn't going to be able to learn math. And
Yeah.
I remember mom always just being like very calm about it, especially like compared to me. She wasn't like, she never made me feel like she was worried that I wasn't going to be able to do it or that I didn't know enough or that I was like stupid. Like I felt kind of stupid when I
Yeah.
did math. And I never felt like she thought those things. And I think it was good for me at the time to just like know that even when I, felt that way about myself or when I felt dumb, that she was never going to be the one to like make me feel dumb. Like I never, thought that she thought I couldn't do it at any point.
Oh, I
So,
didn't, and that's true. That's exactly right. I
Yeah.
did not think you were dumb, and I did not think you couldn't do it. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of why like I said the thing about like not giving up, like you weren't going to give up on anything or on us doing something that we wanted to do. So it's not like I
Hmm.
didn't want to learn math because obviously if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't be like sitting there at least trying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I, I think
Say
she was
math a lot on this podcast
math is an
because it
atrocious.
was the most stressful thing in our
We're
homeschool.
not very good at math. We never got very good at math, to be honest, but we
No.
tried. But yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
I was just not like giving up on, I never felt like she was going to give up on that. So it just made me feel like I was, more confident to at least try it, even if I wasn't going to end up learning it the way that I wanted to.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool, like that you realized that you wanted to learn it at least, even though math should, maybe you felt like math should fall off the edge of the planet type of thing. you also were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try. And
Yeah.
that seemed to come from, feeling like somebody thought like you still could, even when you believed like, no.
Yeah, because I don't feel like I had to force you guys to try it, even though it was hard and you hated it or whatever. When it was time to do it, I don't think I felt like anybody was just not going to, even though it
I
was.
mean, I dreaded it, but I also knew that like you were going to be there step by step. I didn't feel like I was in the dark about any steps, of any math problem. I could be like, oh, hey, I need you again, like 2 seconds later. And you would just be like totally willing to explain it for
Yeah,
more minutes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
think I think I was thinking something that's sort of along the same lines. That like I had as a teenager, I had like seasonal depression, so I'd feel depressed during the winter months, and so like I kind of realized then, like in high school and everything, that like, oh, if I take, we always had short summer breaks, but if I take a break in the summer when like my brain is actually like at its best, then in the winter, my brain is not very good at learning anything. So I just felt like you made me feel free enough to work with what I needed.
Hmm.
I felt like that was probably came from feeling like you were my team. Like, I guess maybe it kind of made me on my own team. Like, I realized what I needed was probably not take a break in the summer at all. And then in the winter, on days I couldn't do it, or if I wanted to take a break, then I kind of let myself do that how I needed to. I feel like that's sort of the same thing. You made that feel like it was okay because it was what I individually needed.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys felt like because like you could do what was going to be the best for you. You could have the help that you needed because I wasn't trying to make you do what I needed you to do. Sometimes as a
Yeah.
homeschool mom, it's hard not to think I need the kids to do this. Because we kind of do, right? We have to educate our children. So it's hard not to feel like I needed you to do something. But once I kind of let go of that and was more concerned about what you needed, it was very easy to just to team up.
Yeah. Like you were sort of tuned in
Hmm.
to what
Instead of,
each of us.
yeah, instead of just to myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's part of the reason that I didn't ever feel like I wanted to like go to school. I know a lot of kids, and it's not necessarily because they're parents, I'm not saying that.
Right.
Uh, just feel like they want to just go to school. But I feel like you made it so like tailored to us that I was never going to be like, oh, I just wish I could go to school because I knew that school wasn't really going to probably be the best for me, especially with all that anxiety. Because like you were
Yeah.
the person that actually knew me and
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
knew, what my anxiety looked like and what I needed at that time. And so I think that along the lines of what I was talking about, like never giving up, I also kind of feel like on a bigger scale, I don't know if this is kind of off topic, but like because none of us ever really wanted to go to school, we were all, especially like Sam and Rachel and I, we became like really close because we were
Hmm.
together all the time.
Yeah, you guys are super
Yeah.
close in age,
Yeah.
yeah, compared to Wilson being
So
older.
I don't
Right.
know if you've told them on the podcast before that we all like decided to move out together and live, the three of us together.
I don't think we've said that.
I don't think we actually have said that.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
We always said that we wanted to do that, like until, one of us or all of us got married. And we
Uh-huh.
ended up
Two of
doing
you.
that because we were all like so close and we
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really related, but
Hmm.
Well, I
I
mean, I
think
think
so.
everything's kind of related, right? Like you actually wanted to move out together because you were on each other's team too. I think that
Hmm.
this me being on your team also makes it feel like you're on each other's team. We're all one team. Even though
Yeah, I'm like
I
showed
gotta
us.
say I felt a little betrayed when the three of you moved out.
Did you feel like we weren't on your team anymore?
No, I still feel like you're on my team.
Yeah, I feel like that could be like you showed us how to be on a team with each other. So we kind of just grew up practicing like being on each other's team. So I knew like if I helped you, Sarah, with a math thing occasionally, I knew how it was that you felt about math and how you worked with learning math. And then I could kind of like try and tailor as much as possible, like my help to you, like mom did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
when the three of you moved out, like you needed, each of you needed support in a different way, and you got it from each other. I mean, you got it from me at a distance, but you really did get it from each
yeah.
other.
I mean, it also helped because I honestly like still feel like you're on our team, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
You
Yeah.
do a lot of things for us from far away, but also we just the way that we're like still, you know, best friends with you and stuff. That's obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely worth doing. And I
Yeah.
guess they'll just go on, you know. I mean, I love how I intend for that to just be permanent.
Yeah. It's not like an ending thing. Like you get benefits from it, not just for your homeschool. It's less stress in your just general relationship with your kids.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, in future podcast episodes, we're going to be just definitely talking about nitty-gritty of other ways to feel like you're on a team. That's one of the big ways to get rid of stress. So,
Yeah. And Sarah will have to come back. Thanks for listening.